Salute to all the Patreon members, all the subscribers, all the new viewers. I want to thank you guys for your support and your contributions made to the platform. It really means a lot to me. If you guys can do me a favor, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share this video, and leave a comment in the comment section below. If you want to check out the links in the description box below, join the Facebook page and the Patreon page. If you want to join the Facebook page and the Patreon page, those two links are in the description box below this video. Okay. Screen record news. Hopefully you're watching this on a mobile device. All right. Let's get into it. So this man right here on the left committed a heinous crime against his newlywed wife, who's on the right. She's now deceased. Man 23 decapitated newlywed wife in cabin behind his parents' home and left head in shower. That sounds crazy. All right, Jared James Dickus trial conducted on Wednesday, more than a year after he decapitated his 21-year-old bride, Angie. I'm going to assume her name is Angie Diaz, in their home near the town of Magnolia outside of Houston. So that was like, that happened right up the street for me. Wow. So, he's just been sentenced to 40 years in prison for unaliving his 21-year-old wife. 23-year-old Texas man has been slapped with a 40-year jail term for the horrific murder or unaliving and beheading of his newlywed wife. Jared James Dickus confessed to the brutal unaliving of his 21-year-old wife, Angie Diaz, in January 2023. The Waller County Sheriff's Office revealed that Dickus' parents made a frantic call around 4:35 p.m. of January 11, 2023, reporting a possible unaliving at their property. That's something else. The crime scene was a small cabin located behind their home on Oak Hollow Boulevard near Magnolia, roughly 60 miles northwest of downtown Houston. On arrival, police found Diaz's decapitated body. The cabin where Dickus and Diaz lived was discovered splattered with blood. Diaz was discovered on the floor near the bed in a pool of blood, having suffered stab wounds to her back, court documents reveal. The documents also noted what appeared to be the head of the victim to be in the shower. Dickus was nabbed by police and admitted to detectives that he had unalived his new wife. The reason behind the gruesome act hasn't been publicly disclosed, although deputies mentioned they had previously responded to domestic violence-related calls at the home reports. So that's not the first time there's been an incident. Okay, pointing out that potential mental health issues were raised during the pretrial phase of the case. No, we're not going for that. All right. This is a guy who needs to stay in prison. Okay. I'm not going for this whole mental health. You know, he shouldn't go to jail. He should go to a psych ward, and then you give him a few shots and pills and medication and he's back out on the street. No. However, a psychiatrist declared Dickus fit to stand trial. Under the plea deal, Dickus is barred from appealing the verdict of offering an insanity defense. Whitmore confirmed. The family of Diaz has expressed satisfaction with the plea arrangement, with no chance for parole for Dickus until 2043. Waller County does not tolerate domestic violence. Heinous crimes like this one will not go unanswered. We will seek justice for the victims of domestic violence and send a message to the perpetrators that here Diaz's vibrant personality was celebrated. Very bright girl. Her Uncle Irvin, who once served as her legal guardian, paid tribute to her as a light to our family. Okay, so this is sad, man. I've seen pictures of her. Attractive young lady, had her whole life ahead of her, only for it to come to a halt by somebody she fell in love with and got married to. All right, so Here you have already, I don't think 21 years old for a woman is too young. I don't think that's too young. Most women of today who want to stay single, uh, or if they're single mothers out here, they'll say that 21 is way too young. As a matter of fact, a lot of single mothers and a lot of women who get divorced say, "Oh, I had kids at a very young age," and or the reason why I'm single with kids and I'm not with the husband or the boyfriend anymore or the baby daddy anymore is because I was just too young. Well, I don't think she was too young. I think he was too young. That's a red flag right there. If I had a 21-year-old daughter, I would tell her like, no. Um, where'd you meet this guy? If you didn't meet in school, then I think he's way too young for you because what does a 23-year-old have to offer at this stage in your life, right? If you're looking for a provider, this is then the third, you need to look for somebody who's at least 10 years older than you, right? This man was not a provider whatsoever. This man was an asshole, beyond an asshole. Uh, what was it about? I'm curious. If there's a way, if I could follow this trial and see what comes out during the trial, I want to know his reasoning behind unaliving his newlywed wife, right? You can't claim self-defense. You can't say that she was crazy claiming self-defense because that's excessive right there. Even if it was self-defense, that's still a charge because you didn't have to do all that, right? What came over this man? What caused this, right? It's a very barbaric, heinous crime to commit right here. There's some comments that I do want to make, about this situation right here. I don't think it's appropriate for this video. I do want to know if her and her family, no disrespect, but I do want to know if her and her family are immigrants. It wasn't stated in the article. Like, did you and your family just come over to America, or you first generation? How long has your family, your parents have been living in America? Because getting with somebody like this sounds like, all right, for those that don't know, I've been either living or traveling abroad for the last 15 years. All right. I still travel outside of the country. Um, you see this quite often where, especially in Asia, where you'll see these young girls, they'll get with some of the weirdest foreigners you'll ever see them with, right? Like guys that are just schizophrenic, just out of their mind, either mental issues or just clearly not there. And they're giving this person all the attention, cooperation, and they're extremely submissive to some of the weirdest guys you'll ever see in your life, right? And these are foreign women. And you mention anything to them, it's almost like, what's your problem? Do you have something against humans? You're an animal? Like, why do you have this much hatred in your heart? I found love and this, that, and the third. And then, you see stuff play out in the news over there. I'll just say that, right? So I've seen this before many, many times. There was a guy out of New York. I forgot how old he was, fairly young. He was from upstate New York. He was in his early to mid 20s. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he booked a flight and went to Japan, right? And he went to Japan and he got on a dating app and he matched with a bunch of girls. One of the girls that he ended up matching with, he liked the most and said, hey, he had set up a date with her. And he was staying at a hostel, right? Or was it a hostel? Or maybe it's just like a small family-owned hotel, right? It was a fairly small hotel. He was staying at a hotel, and he had invited a local Japanese woman over to his hotel. I believe they got intimate with each other, and then he just like decapitated her, chopped her body up, put it in 2 suitcases, left one of the suitcases under the bed, and then the other suitcase he took with him, and then like spread the body parts around the mountains of Japan. It was real weird, right? So they had to do this huge search and find all of her body parts, throughout the mountains of Japan, right? There was another incident a few years back. It was a Chinese exchange student. It was at some university in Illinois, and this young Chinese woman, she was waiting on a bus stop, and like this was like her first week in Illinois at this university. She was waiting at a bus stop, and this guy just pulled up and said, "Hey, you need a ride? Why don't you hop in?" And she said, "Okay," got right in. He didn't even take her to her house or wherever she was staying at, her dorm or apartment, wherever she was staying at. He took her straight to his home. I believe they became intimate, and then once again, he chopped her body up, right? Both incidents, they were foreigners. So I'm wondering if she was a foreigner also, right? How long has she been living in America? Because people in America, they can sniff out. We know our weirdos. We know, okay, this man can potentially harm people. Stay away from him. Keep tabs on him. Keep an eye out for this person, but keep your distance at the same time. We know we can spot people like that because of their behavior from a mile away. It's the foreigners who either come over here or they deal with these type of guys over in their home country that really don't know any better. And they're out to get with people like this for other reasons besides their personality. All right. So I want to end the video here. My condolences to her and her family. This is very sad. All right. Very sad. I'm over and I'm out. You guys take care. See you on the next video. Peace.